I once had a dream, and it went a little something like this. Many thousands of years ago, the cockatoos did not have wings. He was so noisy, he would squawk and cry and carry on all day and all night. All the animals would ask him to be quiet, but no, he would just keep going on and on and on. This was becoming distressing for the other animals, as they couldn't sleep at night because of his noise and couldn't hunt during the day because he scared off all of the other animals. Then one of the animals came up with a plan. They all gathered around the noisy cockatoo and gave him a set of wings. Immediately, he took off into flight. As he took to the sky, the other animals sighed with relief. They realized that his incessant squawking was because he was bored and frustrated at never being able to see the world. From this point onward, all the cockatoos got wings and lived their lives flying the skies and only squawking now and then in celebration of their freedom. Everything seems to be spiraling out of control, and the harder that you try to take back some of the control, the worse things become and the less control you have. The truth is, you are trying to control the wrong things. You don't have to win them all. You just have to decide which battles are important enough to put all of your energy into. Take stock of the situation and choose your battles more carefully. So mote it be. Amen. Ashe. Hello beautiful people, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I am the Pink Lady, and today you are watching the video for the new moon in Cancer solar eclipse and what the message of that has in store for you. Now, I did open the reading with a little bit something different. I have an Aboriginal Dreamtime Oracle deck by Mel Brown, and I opened it with one of the cards that is inspired by what the solar eclipse, new moon in Cancer, has to offer us. And the title of the card was Soulful Burdens. Okay, I hope this is focusing. Okay, I'm saying I know it's focusing. So what I think is so powerful about this is that for Soulful Burdens to be here, I think it's very interesting to just talk about the times that we're in right now. Even with the story, it was interesting how like the bird was making all this damn noise and all the other birds were like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like all the animals were like, yo, shut the fuck up, you're ruining things. But the cockatoo was like, no, I'm gonna squawk and I'm gonna squawk and I'm gonna keep on squawking until I know I get what I deserve, until I get what I deserve, until I get what I know, that aspect of life that I may be missing. And the justice for the cockatoo in this story, in this dream time oracle, was a set of wings so they could see the world the way that all the other birds saw the world. And I think that's very powerful and impactful to what is going on right now, because as Black people, all we are asking for, not asking for at this point, all we know what we deserve, and the least we deserve is some justice. Okay, so I feel like a lot of us personally and globally are just feeling like we want to not only just reap the benefits of being alive, but like actually see things play in the favor of goodness, see things play in the favor of justice, and see that life isn't just this chaotic mess of circumstance and luck and like unfulfilled wishes, that it actually has an order, that it has a purpose, and that there is somebody looking out for the people who get taken advantage of. Because I have even seen in my own personal life just a lot of things being exposed, like seriously. So with the Soulful Burdens card, I think it's a very beautiful card to ground this beginning message, because it's basically just telling us that the weight that we are carrying right now will be rewarded in a way, not in a way, it will absolutely be rewarded if we continue to fight for what we know we deserve, if we continue to just be ourselves. The cockatoo, squawks regardless, and even in the story it talks about like now it only squawks in celebration, so it's something that they do out of joy, out of pleasure. So even when I think about the idea of how we're protesting, how we're all coming together And in a previous reading I talked about like, why can't black people, like, I feel like we're like that toxic black family that only gets together during funerals. I feel like this unity that we are creating during these times when we most need it is going to be so important, not only for now but for the generations to come, because we're going to change that dynamic that we have within each other. And I feel like that is one of the most important things to focus on right now, because that is one of the things that was most attacked, is the way that black people, we love and interact and commune with each other, and the way that we fit into the grand scheme of things. And I definitely feel like this message has a very like global attachment to it, just because that's what I initially got. But also I feel like this is just in our personal lives is absolutely going to be reflected. I just feel like it's going to be seen in a way where it's just like, you know, sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do because you understand the greater good of the necessary like evil, I guess. Or even when you look back on your life and you're like, damn, some fucked up shit has happened to me, like, wow, I really have triumphed over certain things, like my willpower has gotten me to where I am now. But in order to say that, that means that you have had to been through some things. So I even think with the Soulful Burdens card, I think it's just this new moon in Cancer solar eclipse is really going to be a celebration and a moment of acknowledgement of like understanding what we've been carrying thus far. And I feel like we're going to get something very soon, if not something that has been manifesting in you guys' lives already, that is a token of like an appreciation or really getting what we deserve. Even when it comes to some of the cases of what's going on right now, I don't think that this is enough. This is like barely scratching the surface, but people are actually getting indicted, people are actually getting justice in a way, I guess. But that's literally a whole nother conversation. It's the same conversation, but it's not, because I want to get into the rest of the spread. So with that being said, let's jump right in. I used my energy oracle deck. I used the, what is this, the Witch's Wisdom oracle cards, and I used the Starman Tarot, vice versa deck, whatever. We'll talk and go at the same time. So the first card that came out was the Thinking Woman. Now what I love about this is that the Thinking Woman, I just want to make sure you guys can see this. The Thinking Woman card reminds me of the Queen of Swords energy, but even just this card reminds me also of the High Priestess energy, what I'm also getting. But it just reminds me of very studious, very feminine energy. And when I think about that, I just think about feminine energy is all about creation. It's all about creativity, okay? And with that being said, I think it's very important to understand feminine energy in a masculine set, because masculine energy is air energy, it is thought, it is communication. And like I said, this card reminds me of the Queen of Swords. So with that being said, I feel like just a lot of us may, especially with this new moon in Cancer solar eclipse, we could definitely be in our thoughts, or we could be into trying to distract our thoughts that may be persistent in our head with focusing it intently on something else or studying something else. A lot of us could be either in some sort of like summer school, like taking classes over the summer, wrapping up your classes. But I just see this idea, she's like locked up inside, but she has all of these elements of outside, inside. She has like plants around her head, she has plants inside. Okay, there's like a butterfly flying in, so transformation is coming. But the knowledge, it still looks like she has like piles of books to read. She has a scroll in her hand. So I definitely feel like a lot of us could just be in our head. And I feel like this new moon in Cancer is really trying to show us how productive our headspace is for us, and how much it can really, how much we've changed, how much growth we have to acknowledge, and how much power we actually have in like just understanding our own thoughts and like the way that we think about things. Because the reason why I say that is the next card that came out is the Angel of Strength. Okay, and with this literally reminds me of it's like the Thinking Woman turned into the Angel of Strength, because we realized as a collective, also I feel like there's a heavy emphasis on feminine energy. So I'm loving that, because like I've just been having a lot of conversations about how I feel like the black femme energy needs to be healed. We need healing right now. We deserve it. We have been holding together this little ecosystem by ourselves for a very long time. It's another conversation. The Thinking Woman and the Angel of Strength, though, I think it's very important to acknowledge, especially in this new moon in Cancer solar eclipse, because first of all, it looks like there's a solar eclipse behind her head in the Angel of Strength card, if you guys can see that. Hopefully you can. If not, I will post pictures on my Instagram, okay, at the pink lady. All right, the pink lady, pink with a Y, not with a I. So with the angel of strength though, and I also love this because the lion is like looking dead at you, like, do you want a problem? Because at this point it won't even have to be me, the angel. Like, I could fly away. I'm, you know, I am taking the high road, but my protector will literally eat you up, chew you up, and spit you out. So I also feel like feminine energy is also being protected right now. I think a lot of justice is being brought on the behalf of people who have needed it. And I think it has taken a long time, because especially with the thinking woman being here, I feel like I said, I feel like she has a lot more studying to go, or she has studied a lot. There's just like a lot of knowledge in front of her. Either that she has to tackle or that she has already tackled. But I definitely feel like with this new moon in Cancer, it's definitely going to all be about how transformative we make the parts of ourselves that constantly maybe think or obsess about certain things. Because even with the Soulful Burdens card, it was talking about how the cockatoo kept squawking, kept squawking, kept squawking, kept squawking, okay, until it got its wings. But then once it got its wings, it was free, it was flying, it was flirtatious, it was fun, okay. But it just wanted to fly. I came to win. Okay. So the next card that came out was the Broken Heart, and I think this is so beautiful to see, especially after the Angel of Strength, because I also feel like this new moon in Cancer, especially with the thinking woman being here in the beginning, this new moon in Cancer is really letting us take a look at, like I was saying, just how transformative our minds can be, but also just like, but at the end of the day, when you put your mind to it and you really tell yourself, you make a definitive decision, or you really just want to do something, especially when it comes to healing yourself, something that you can do intrapersonally, something that you can do for yourself, something that does not require, okay, anybody else's intervening. When it comes to your own healing and your own capacity to manifest things, you know, working with your own magic, okay, when you work with your own magic, you can do wonders. You can heal yourself, okay, you can. You are strong enough. That is what this new moon eclipse is here to tell us. We are strong enough. We have been strong enough, okay, and now we are being rewarded. We will be rewarded in some way, shape, or form. And the reason why I said that is because the last card to come out in this row was the Sun card. So even when I think about it, the new moon eclipse, the moon is completely covering the sun except for a ring of fire. And it just reminds me of, like, even with the moon completely covering the sun in a solar eclipse, the sun is still showing. The sun always will have the moon's back, period, okay, because the sun is the life force of our whole solar system. It gives all of the planets like life in a sense, and especially ours, okay. So but I definitely feel like it's, even in this picture, it just looks so beautiful. I see people could be giving birth, people could be starting creative projects. If you're a musician, people could be adopting pets. Definitely coming soon. I feel like also Leo season is also going to be very important. I've been getting this for a long time, this intuitive nudge, but I just feel like Leo season is going to be very important for us, okay. But I definitely feel like there's some sort of essence of rejuvenation that is going to be here also. If during this new moon eclipse, if you're watching this video before the new moon eclipse, which is on which is on June 20th to 21st, depending on where you are located. I know for me, I believe it's on June 21st at like 2 something p.m. So yeah, but if you can be outside during that time, please be outside bare feet on the ground, okay. Be outside bare feet on the ground, because the reason why I have said that is because the next cards to come out to really crown, I guess, these cards from my energy oracle deck was the cornucopia card, number 11, okay. Yes, I love this card. It's just so positive. It literally always just reminds me of like absolute abundance and just like peacefulness. Like it reminds me more than just the idea of like money, like material values, like literally having everything you need. Like it literally looks like a magical forest. There's fruit here. It's like literally, like at this point I can snap my fingers and a whole mansion can rise up from the ground at this point. I don't know, this is my magical forest. But with the cornucopia card here, I really feel like I was watching I was watching a YouTuber. She's a black woman. She's so beautiful. I'm gonna put her video link down below, but I was watching her video on the new moon eclipse, and basically she was talking about just the ability to write your own story. And I really feel like there is going to be a beautiful point of transformation going on right now. Like, even if you don't have all the answers, it is go motherfucking time. Not because you are ready, but because the energy is here for you to do something about it. So if there's any area in your life where you feel like you have been stagnant, or if there's any area in your life where you want to create some effective change, now is the time to do it. Now is the time to pray about it. Now is the time to journal about it. Now is the time to do something about it. Not only because you want to, but because 9 times out of 10 the world also needs you to. Because the only way that we are actually all going to do something about what the fuck is going on right now, because it runs deep, is we all need to personally heal, and we all need to activate our own personal missions and purpose on this world, so we can all get the fuck, we can get in gear. Okay, stop fighting Mother Earth and the laws of the world. We can get in gear. Okay, because the reason why I said that is because after cornucopia is the healer of all ages. I definitely feel like during this time there was going to be leaders, or there were going to be movements, or I just feel like a lot of people say, like, during this time, like, we're literally, every day that we're living and we wake up to history. Right now, what we're going through right now is going to be in history books in a couple decades. Like, you know, kids are going to be asking us, like, oh my god, like, you were alive when fucking Donald Trump was president with his dumb ass, like, you know, you feel me? So it's just like, I just definitely feel like the energy that is present with this new moon eclipse in Cancer is this idea that we have the ability to truly manifest whatever we want, not because the conditions are perfect, but because it is a necessary, like, change is necessary. Change is so necessary, and I feel like we are understanding that now more than ever. Absolutely. And the reason I want to talk about that is and like I said, I feel like this has also heavy stress on feminine energy, and we're going to get into why I said that a little later. But I want to get into my Witch's Wisdom Oracle deck cards that popped out first, just to cover any of my witchy bitches that are watching this, or any of my people that actually are practicing any new moon eclipse magic. This could give you some insight into what to do about that. But the cards that came out were Magic Circle Protection. Make sure you cast that magic circle. Make sure you cast that magic circle, because let me tell you, I feel like this new moon eclipse energy, the veil is very thin, and there are also powers that be that want to, you know, create and like thrive off of chaos. So, you know, just make sure if you're doing anything, if you're doing any magic, cast that circle. Protect yourself, protect what you're doing. Absolutely. But I also just think that during this time period right now, we are also very protected. And like I was saying earlier, I even feel like feminine energy is being protected right now. And especially with the purple coloring, it's giving me a whole third eye. Like, woman, it's giving me the vibes. Okay, I'm getting vibes. And I also feel like if anybody is going out and protesting, if anybody is going out and advocating in some form of way where they're putting themselves in danger, you're putting yourself in danger, you know somebody that's doing this, please make sure to tell them to stay protected. Please carry black crystals with you. Say a prayer before you walk out the door. Shit like that does make a difference. I truly believe so. I know so for a fact. So yeah, definitely seeing that for this new moon in Cancer. But I just also think this is because Cancer is very maternal energy. She's also very protective. So this new moon, even though it's a chaotic and it may be having us emotional in our feels, at the end of the day, mama wants what's best for us. Okay, even if it's rough. And the reason why I said that is because the next card that came out was Pentacle Respect. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. You will motherfucking respect me. That is what new moon in Cancer is saying. You don't gotta like me. Okay, I know you love me because you respect me. And I feel like the biggest thing that we respect in this, something is telling me to read it from the book, because I don't really see this card a lot. So I'm just like, let me read it. Okay. When you wish upon a star, 5 points tell of who you are, where with pride respect is key as you honor in sanctity. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be, there it is done. Okay. The witch has always wished for a respectful understanding between themselves and others who are unfamiliar with the ways. Pentacle shows up with great reverence to remind you that wearing this sacred amulet shows you and the world who you are and the path you have chosen to walk. Okay, so I also feel like I was saying, if there's anything that you want to do that shit, because the world needs you to do so. Like, it needs you to stand up and represent for not only you, but the people who are like you, who have yet to stand up. Okay, so if you feel brave enough, even if you have like a little squiggle of bravery within you, like, feed that flame, feed that fire, focus that intention, and do something about it. Okay, I just need to check to make sure it's still recording. Okay, period. So the pentacle is not to be feared, okay? For it is a sacred representation of connection, reminding us that we are one with the elements and all, okay? Boom, 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 boom. 5 points. Okay, nothing to fear, right? The star should be worn with pride and a sense of loyalty to not only what you fully believe in and trust in, but also for the ancestors who were persecuted for never wavering from their commitment and truth. So I also feel like you have to fight for what you believe in and for what you love and for what you love to do and what you feel like you can do for the world, because there literally have been people who have died literally just wanting to read, to get the information to do what you want to do. There have literally been people who have been hung and lynched and murdered and killed and pillaged and raped, like, to literally, like, for me to sit here today. So how dare we all like shit on the memories of the people who fought for us to exist? That is unfair. And at the end of the day, I feel like now is the time, because the world needs us to all do something. So what do you want to do? Okay, what do you respect? What do you love? We're protected to do so, so let's do it. Let's activate. Okay, start this stuff right. The witch's foresight for this is to be respectful of yourself and others. Your power will increase as you stand firm in your convictions. Honor and work with all that the pentacle represents. Wear a pentacle or pentagram with pride and respect. Magic is it says, so hold your head up high and show the world your respect for the sacred symbol and the ways of the world for all it represents. Okay, and the last card to come out was Familiar Guardian. And so I definitely feel like during this time, like I said, we're protected, but I literally also feel like we have you have to understand, even the world, the animals, the beings are on our side. Okay, but I also feel like spirit is sending things, like I was saying. I feel like we could be gifted with something, or just I don't really understand it yet, something like that, but I definitely feel like we're being protected right now. And even the little cat has a pentagram around its neck. So I also feel like if someone is looking or trying to attract their familiar, I know I have, but if someone is looking for a pet or something like that, I definitely feel like it's going to be coming soon. And I definitely feel like you're going to you have met each other in the third, you've seen each other in your mind's eye before. When you meet, it's going to be like instantaneous. Okay, and last but not least, I want to talk about the Starman Tarot and the vice versa. So the card that came out in the Starman Tarot is the Queen of Wands. Okay, and the affirmation for her was, I will rightfully take my place at center stage, or something like that. It was like, I will take my place at center stage. And that's what I love, because like I said, I feel like feminine energy is taking its place at center stage and being acknowledged, not only for how sexy and how beautiful and how divine and loving we are, because yes, the Queen of Wands is all of that, okay, but she's also a leader. Okay, she's also extremely creative. Okay, she's also extremely diligent. She is persevering. Okay, she is one of the most strong-willed queens. She's fierce. She's one of the only queens that is actually a fighter. She will get the fuck up and slap you in your face. Okay, so I love that this energy came out, because I asked for the energy to ground this whole reading. And I feel like this new moon in Cancer, like I said, even the fact that it is in Cancer sign, but it is Cancer with the power of the sun behind her. This new moon has the power of the sun behind her, and I feel like that is the epitome of the Queen of Wands. Okay, and the cards that are clarifying this are in the vice versa tarot, are the Fool, the Emperor, and the Queen of Pentacles. The Fool, the Emperor, and the Queen of Pentacles. This is the front. Okay, this is the back. But basically what I feel like this is showing us, especially with this Queen of Wands, I feel like this new moon in Cancer is giving us an opportunity to reassess the way that we really value and look at feminine energy, specifically this Queen of Wands energy. So anything that you've been wanting to do, anything that you've been putting your passion to, I really feel like this is all about, what are you willing to fight for? What are you willing to squawk and squawk and squawk and squawk and squawk about until you get what you deserve? You're watching mine. I love to do this. I will squawk and squawk and squawk. But yeah, so I just feel like this new moon in Cancer is really activating us and showing us what The Fool always reminds me of the person brave enough to risk it all. It's like the genius brave enough to risk it all. Because to be the fool and to really risk this journey and take this beautiful magical leap of faith, you have to have some sort of knowledge. You have to have some sort of understanding that there is something bigger out there for you than what you've been experiencing. But you also have to be naive enough to not care about the risks involved. And I feel like a lot of the promises, a lot of the beautiful energy that we can tap into, we need to focus on the positivity and not just in a hyper like optimistic way, but in this Queen of Pentacles way, really understanding that anything that we love and value and nurture, we can create, because we are earth energy, we are human beings, we are here, we are grounded, and we can get done whatever the fuck we need to get done, because the Emperor is sitting right here in the middle like, what's up, who I gotta call? Got him on speed dial already. Whoever you need, I got you. But we got to take that leap. And I feel like Spirit is waiting for us to do that as a collective, but also personally. So where do you need to be more brave? Where do you need to take more risks? Where do you need to make your dreams bigger? Where do you need to leave more space for Spirit and the universe to surprise you? Because I feel like a lot of the times this reminds me of letting go of control. Letting go of control and just letting things grow naturally, working with the earth, working with the way of the world, working with natural timing, and just letting go of sitting on your high horse up in the sky in your stone castle. Take that leap. What do you want to do? Embody this Queen of Wands energy, because it is here for us, okay? And last but not least, I'm going to talk about the Spark Your Magic sticks. This is 6 things that we can all do to activate the what I was talking about in this reading today, and we're going to go through them all, okay? So it says, celebrate something you love about this season. Celebrate something you love about this season. It is write out your career goals and keep them at your workspace. Write out your career goals and keep them at your workspace. That is definitely something I'm going to do. It says take a walk and be open to meaningful encounters. You never know who you might meet on your intentional walk. You could walk outside and meet, you know, the next benefactor for your business. You could walk outside and get a commission. You could walk outside and meet the love of your life. You could walk outside and bump into the person that's going to pick up your story. You don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Find out. Walk outside. It says list your relationship goals and keep them near your bed for 1 moon cycle. I am going to do this because I have been a bitter bitch. Yes, I have been. I'm going to say this in this reading because I need to hold myself accountable. So, you know, I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do all of them, but specifically this one. List your relationship goals and keep them near your bed for 1 moon cycle. Hopefully, you know, it'll shake some shit up. It says plan a magical themed gathering to enjoy with friends. So do something for this eclipse. Like literally get out and get with friends. I was gonna be all sad in my room and like do the whole crying like rain shit, water sign, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna be with my friends. So I plan to trip with my friends. It says plan a magical themed gathering to enjoy with friends. And it says write a thank you letter to someone who has passed. Okay, so even with this time now, with all this rejoicing, like I said, just take a second to ground yourself and maybe just acknowledge, even if this is writing a letter to your past self, to your shadow self, to someone who has actually passed. I think that would be very positive during this time, because with new beginnings there is also a need to wrap up anything in the past that you have not addressed, or that has been possibly holding you back from starting any of these new beginnings. You want to make sure that you're wrapping up everything before you start some shit, all right? Okay, so you don't shit where you eat. With that being said, beautiful people, thank you so much for watching. I am the Pink Lady. All of the information to contact me for personal readings, any questions, comments, or concerns will be in the description box below, so please check that out. There's a lot of information. Okay, and with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I love you guys so much. Stay tuned for more content like this, because I will have more in store. I think I might be doing a pick a card coming up soon, or if you want me to do more collective general readings like this, let me know. My zodiac series will be coming back with an installment in the next week, so stay tuned for that. And with that being said, I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Baby, call me stupid girl.